These infestors are burrowed. This army could get fungal growth extremely easily. And there goes the fungal growth. There it goes. They have feedback going down on the infestors. Feedback also so good against that. And there, one infestor dies. Another infestor gets feedbacked. And they get, well, no, they leave. One escapes. One infest. No, never mind. He's stemmed to take it out. So nothing escapes. Nothing survives. And there are still a ton of corruptors here. There are Vikings. And there are Ravens and Marines and oh my god, there's so much stuff. But it looks like our Zerg player is being held down here. Our Zerg player is in a bad spot. All he has is Corruptors at this point. Corruptors and Zerglings, and that's really not going to do much against Raven, Viking, Marine. But if these Banglings finish, they could do some heavy damage, which is why he's trying to focus them down with the Vikings. He should be microing here. Oh, but no, he just sacrificed some units in order to save the rest of them. That's good play right there from him. Okay, so we have our Terran player trying to take out this base, trying to take out as many drones as he can. Just trying to do his best here, and he does take out all the drones, all the Zerglings, trying to focus down the hatchery. So I really can't see any way our Zerg player can win this game. I'll explain after the game what he did wrong, what he did right in terms of dealing with this unorthodox play. Why is he making drones at this point? He should be making attacking units. Both players' macro is out of control, except for the gas of our Zerg player. And there we go again with the point defense drone. Point defense drone just doing so much damage. Vikings coming in here, Marines, everything. These corruptors need to get out of here, which they are. Okay. We have a ton of Marines. We have a lot of Marines out here right now, but they aren't joining the battle for some reason. I think he forgot they were there. There's a lot of Marines, ladies and gentlemen. There's got to be at least 40 to 50 Marines in here, at least. No, there's more than that. There's like 70 Marines here, and he's not using them. But you know what? He doesn't care, because he has Vikings, and he has Ravens, and he has a handful of Marines and Ghosts that are super weak, and yeah. Okay, so we have our Terran player taking a command center again. We have a handful of Zerglings coming out and trying to deal with these Vikings. Vikings are actually surprisingly do a really good job against lighter units on the ground when they're in fighter mode. Most people just use them for that huge range advantage they have in the air and that complete air dominance they have. But you know what? They are, sufficient ground fighters as well. So again, let's fast forward this again. We're probably just waiting for the GG. This game's basically over. Look at the food count. Our Terran player's up at 200, and our Ninja Zerg player is at 99. So yeah, here comes a big push with all these Marines. He didn't even see these Marines coming. He hid the Marines the entire time. They can basically one-shot anything on the map right now, but you know what? They only have 1-1 upgrades. They suck. They only have 1-1 but you know what? Our Zerg player has no upgrades, so it's okay. Just trying to take out all the auxiliary hatcheries here, and just trying to lock down our Zerg player. He knows that those expansions are probably mined out, which they basically are. And just trying to take it out as quickly and efficiently as possible. Okay. He did scan in order to take all that out. He did stim. So this group of Marines is really weak. But you know what? There are enough of them where it won't really matter unless he has a ton of Banglings, which our Zerg player has no gas at this point. So it doesn't really matter. And look, these Marines taking hardly any damage. He's still at 200. So, and Bangling landmines. But you know what? There's just too many Marines. More Banglings. And I think he ran into his own spawning pool. That kind of sucks. One stim, if he accidentally stims, then all these Marines are going to die. But you know what? He's a diamond level player. I doubt he'll do that. Focusing down the Bangling's nest. lol coming from our Zerg player. Ridiculous game, weird game. Yeah. Okay. So all we're doing now is waiting for the GG. He says, I'm amazed this worked. I've seen it work before. This is actually a really funny game. Most unconventional strat ever. I've seen more unconventional, but you know what? This is actually pretty good. This fits the perfect example of what the hell is that. Okay, now look, we do have our Terran player expanding all over the place, just sort of lock down our Zerg player so he can't do anything. We have Ravens here just to spot what our Zerg player is doing. We have these Marines just chilling out. And it looks like it's going to be GG in a minute. These turrets going down just to stop our Zerg player. And he goes, well, GG. And there's the game. Okay, so he started with Ghosts, very early Ghosts, and then a nuke. And then he went into Raven Viking and the Mass Marines were a constant factor. Okay, our Zerg player didn't really respond to it in the best way. He got Corruptors, which is good, but I would have liked to see something to deal with the Marines. He didn't get enough banglings out. He didn't once he saw the Mass Raven, he forgot completely about the Marines. He didn't keep making Infestors or Zerglings or such. He didn't use them to the most effective way he could. He wasn't aggressive. With something like Mass Raven, or Mass Ghost for that factor, anything like that's a very high APM build. They are casting units like Infestors, like High Templar, that you need to constantly be watching them and using each ability so that they can be effective. So when you attack in multiple positions at the same time, like if our Zerg player attacked top left and bottom right at the same time, our Terran player would have a pretty hard time macroing or microing both sets of units. So by our Zerg player playing defensive, it kind of helped our Terran player keep up on his micro as well as his macro, and just in a sense win the game. But again, this is more of a fun thing, and I'll be back tomorrow with Dr. Starcraft. I'll see you guys later.